reference at Kennesaw State University. VIP, as we call it for short, is the answer to the question, how can this multi-campus library system maintain in-person reference services during a pandemic? Kennesaw State University has 2 campuses, each with its own library that provides a full range of services. Under normal circumstances, our reference services include chat, email, research appointments, and a traditional live and in-person reference desk. However, when the pandemic began in March 2020, we suspended our live in-person reference desk out of safety concerns. When it became apparent that this restriction would continue indefinitely, we began to explore ways to restore the face-to-face reference experience while maintaining safety for patrons and staff. We wanted to make our reference service as close to an in-person dialogue as possible. Additionally, we needed a more involved setup that would connect one reference librarian to reference desk workstations in 2 separate libraries that are located 9 miles apart with lots of highways in between. We were very impressed in April 2020 when we read about Valdosta State University's virtual reference desk. It uses a 1-to-1 video setup. We began our own planning and development in order to adapt their example to our multi-campus setting. Using Blackboard Collaborate Ultra software, we were able to create virtual in-person reference. It is conducted through a single live internet session that can be monitored remotely by the reference librarian while allowing a guest from each campus. So how does it work? Well, at each of our locations, Sturgis and Johnson, a patron simply walks up to the VIP workstation and either begins talking or uses the mouse to signal their presence. The VIP librarian is already logged in and monitoring the video feed in anticipation of their arrival. The campus-side VIP workstation allows patrons to view the reference librarian and speak with them directly. The librarian can also share their screens to provide visual instruction in the use of the library catalog, databases, and other resources. Using the breakout group function in Blackboard allows one librarian to monitor the 2 patron-side workstations. Specifically, the reference librarian begins a session called the VIP main room. The Sturgis Library VIP workstation is logged into this classroom as a participant, called Sturgis Patron. At Johnson Library, the patron workstation is first logged into the VIP main room as Johnson Patron, and then moved to a Blackboard breakout room named Johnson Library. This setup not only allows one reference librarian to provide reference services to 2 campuses, but it also maintains the privacy of each reference transaction. Due to staffing shortages, VIP reference had to be designed for one librarian to serve both campuses simultaneously. That librarian stays logged into the VIP main room, viewing the Sturgis Library VIP station video feed. When they receive a hand-raised notification from the Johnson Library, they post a "Be right back, helping another patron" sign in the main room and then move themselves to the breakout room for Johnson. There are wait times when posting signs and switching rooms, so the setup is not perfect or ideal, but it has provided a good arrangement for our situation. Each patron workstation is an Apple iMac with a built-in video camera. They are logged into the Blackboard session each morning, after which the keyboard is removed to avoid creating a contamination hotspot with multiple users. The mouse is also removed at Sturgis, but remains in place at Johnson to facilitate the hand-raising notification. As you can see in the sign, patrons are directed to use available hand sanitizer before and after using this mouse. And I'm happy to say we've seen them do this, so they know what's going on. Librarians are allowed to post their own personalized sign while waiting for a patron. And this alleviates the sense of being on display, or worse, having with a live video feed, the sense of spying on students sitting across from the workstation. Signs include a photo and greeting and patron instructions for beginning the session. Patron response to the VIP service has been positive. Some have expressed thanks for its availability, while other comments were, "This is helpful," and "This is really cool." Finding a way to measure the success of this unusual service is, however, still in development. While we try to recreate the experience of a traditional interaction as closely as possible, we have not been able to use traditional assessment tools. We're not able to hand out post-reference interview surveys as we are more than 6 feet apart from the patrons. The librarian could be working from their office or their home or even from another state. Although we may not continue to use VIP exactly as we do now after we return back to normal, we plan to use the lessons learned from its development and implementation in the future. For instance, VIP could be used to provide equal service when facing staffing shortages at a reference desk on either campus. Maintaining the personal interaction of reference services has been a challenge during the pandemic. Addressing that challenge provided us with a unique opportunity to push ourselves outside of the box of traditional and consider new ways of delivering face-to-face reference services. And that might be the best outcome of all. Thank you for your time as I explained VIP reference at Kennesaw State. If you have any questions, you may contact me at the email address displayed.
Thank you, Judy. Does anybody have any questions for her?
Hi, Judy.
Yes.
This is Lee Olson from Mercer University. I was just curious, are those two monitors, are those the only ways that student can access the VIP Blackboard? Or
Yes,
do you have a link like on your research services page or something like that?
No, Lee, because we still have our chat service, which is 24/7. Okay. So that is what is available from the library webpage. This VIP service is intended to assist patrons who walk in and looking for someone to help them right there and then.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This one is Michael from VSU. Just for the assessment purposes, and assessing this stuff is always kind of difficult. But if you just want to see, you know, like what students think of it or anything, and like have you considered like a small like placard with like a QR code or a URL to whatever evaluation metric you want them to do by the VIP station, a QR code and a link just in case they don't happen to have their smartphone?
That would be great to do. In hindsight, I've had lots of ideas about how to do.
Yeah, it always happens after you set it up, right?
Don't you know it? Don't you know it, sir? Some of the problem is that students, once you give them the answer, they just get up and walk away. These can be very short transactions. There's no, "Hi, how are you? Thank you. Can I help you anymore?" I mean, they just up and go. They've got places to be. So, which is okay. Well, you know, it's a
way, it's nature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any other questions?
Hi, I'm sorry, just one more question. It's Lee again. So,
Sure.
Judy, would you mind clarifying, are y'all doing in person still?
Well, this VIP is how we do in person.
Okay.
We are located physically away, but we have a live presence there through the VIP setup.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So when someone arrives needing help, they're directed to that screen, and there we go.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Next up is Kelly Williams from Gwinnett County Public Library with Shouting Into the Void, getting feedback for recorded programs. And give me just a moment.